Okay.
Here to join us would be their chief head instructor, Paul Ingram. Wow, you're fast, freaky fast. Yeah, right. And do you learn that move when you study Kali, Paul?
Yeah.
Yes. All
Yes, I
right.
did.
Yes. Okay.
I learned how to be sneaky.
Sneaky. All right. But Kali though is a Filipino form of martial arts, right?
Correct.
Correct. So can you hold up your Kali first, please, and show our kababayans the Kali. All right. The Kali is made with what?
All right, so the Kali that we actually teach is a live blade form.
Wow. Yan ho, actually, pang tilad dyan ng lechon. Diba? Di ba ito yung pangkat ng lechon? Yes. Perfect to catch your lechon with.
Yeah.
All right. And what
then
about this stick?
the rattan,
What is it?
this is rattan sticks.
Rattan,
This
okay.
is the training tool for the sword
I see.
that all of our students start out with.
I see. So this is also made. This is also used to make furniture with.
Yeah, it is. You
All
can
right.
weave some very nice baskets with it.
All right. So baskets, furniture, and also martial arts. So ladies and gentlemen, without further ado, please welcome with the field demonstration, Kali Center.
All right, so the way we're going to just kind of conduct this demo is we're going to do it pretty much how we run a class. So that way you guys can see exactly how we train, and I'll just explain what we're doing as we're moving on. So what I want everyone to do is just go ahead and get someone with a stick. Joe, grab a blade. Let's see. Oh, Rafael, you made it. Hey, see? Ninja skills right there. All right, someone grab a knife. And then also somebody empty-handed. That way we can show how all the strikes from the long blade transition to the empty hands, the knife, and also the impact weapon of the stick. We're going to start off with some footwork and basic striking. This is called our ranging angles. So the footwork down here is the most important, because it's important that we can be mobile, especially with the weaponry. And we're moving off of the center line. And as you can see, all the striking mechanics start over here with Joe. Everything is based off of the blade. We work the rattan stick as well for training and also for impact weapon. John and Roger are here using the knife. Mechanics are the same. And Rafael here is using his empty hands, and the mechanics are the same. Number 1, to the ear. Number 2, and just kind of go through it here. Joe is working precision with the weapon, being able to control the weapon so the weapon does not control him. So it's very important that we have these forms for solo training to work precision and coordination and allow those difference. Of course, we would be teaching this first with a rattan stick. We want to make sure we have a good, proper visual. All right, very good. And after you learn how to strike the opponent, then you have to learn how to protect yourself at close quarters first. So let's go ahead and go through the drill. That's it. And it starts off slow, nice and light, and eventually we do work this all the way up to full speed and full power. So just slowly start to pick it up with the speed, pick it up with the power. If we break a rattan stick, we break a rattan stick. But that's why we use rattan. If we use hardwood for this, the sticks would be broken very quickly. The rattan, instead of shattering like hardwood, they fray, so it's much safer. This is the beginning of when we're teaching the actual combat methods of range and timing. Go start moving guys. We're teaching the range, we're teaching timing. You're going to see that they're controlling here at the circle, and this is the range that we're looking for. And then we're going to start to bridge on in to both quarters. Just as we're flowing, relax. So you can see this long range strike. The first strike is going to be the removal of the hand. Notice it's very important that we're moving off of the line. Go ahead and strike that, hold that out, and then we're going to take the hand right here. This way, now we're neutralizing the opponent's weapon. Then once that weapon is gone, duck, then we go ahead and go for the finalizing shot. So this
still watching the range, controlling range. There's still lots of footwork movement. They don't want to be on the center line for too long, especially against a very well-trained opponent. Nice. All right. So what we're going to show you is a couple things that's going on here. Number one, the very first drill that we just got done doing is on the contact, meaning we're making contact weapon to weapon. And we have the 4 basic lines on the diagonal strike. The second that we also see in the stroke and fluid circular, we would call the contradas, which is the other side flow. We're following the force, and we need to be able to train on either side. Because I can talk and train at the same time. And we have different lines here as well. But again, the first important thing is that we remove the hand and then follow on up.
And again, that first shot, we do want to be looking to neutralize the opponent's weapon. Nice. Ali gets the entry there into close quarters, gets the flank, and takes the follow-up. And Joe returns. Joe is empty-handed. He's going to go ahead and go through the tapping method, and empty hands versus the knife. We're going to see that the tapping here is actually identical if we were knife to knife. So we start with the weapons so that way you can start developing skills, and then we digress it down to the empty hands. Once he gets it secured, then he can go ahead and neutralize that arm, maybe with an elbow break, and finish it up. All of these taps here in reality are not blocks. These are actually counterattacks. And in reality, we're going to be striking that form very hard, looking to strike it hard enough to separate the shoulder out of the socket, because that's what it takes. He's going to use the same methods of the knife, the 1 and 2 striking to go ahead and deflect those punches, and then work his way into close quarters and get to his elbows, his knees, his headbutts, heavy auxiliary tools for the empty hands. Notice the consistency is in the footwork. Joe's moving off of the line. All right, so let's slow it down beat by beat here. So as Ali throws the jab, the first thing is we want to be able to recognize that attack. And Joe's moving off of that line and he's dealing with that punch. As he throws the second one, Joe's again moving off the line and dealing with that punch. And that way he can look towards entry in and get those heavy follow-up tools. We want to be able to end the fight very, very quickly. We want to end the altercation within 3 seconds. So I'm going to hand the mic over to Ali. He's going to take over, and then we're going to flow here.
Mind, it's also a good workout. So as you can see how dynamic their footwork, their range, and their timing really has to be. A lot of this is not choreographed. They're reading off each other's lines. They're reading off each other's range. Ranging off each other's timing. Control by Paul. Notice that a lot of times when they're entering, they are not solely entering on a center line. It's like a gun. Pull the trigger, you don't want to be in front of it. You want to be able to move to the side. Same thing with blades. You don't want to come spotty dagger or blade dagger, or a bolo and a dagger. Again, notice how they're actually moving off the lines. But this time, if you lose their left hand, you're able to implement attacks with your left, as well as having the range with your right. Again, there's a lot of training and flow. Kind of choreographed, watching the ranging and their timing, getting off that center line and attack. You guys see the target of the hand? Hand shot here. Take the hand.
So, hard to see, but every time we are targeting that hand.
Another hand shot.
If he protects his hand here,
Protects it,
I have
attack the
another
other side.
shot and follow-up movement.
So a lot of the attacks are taking the hands off the bat. You can't hold your weapon. You don't have a hand. Take the hand off. The next step is usually the finishing blow, which you're implementing in the beginning. All going to show basic coordination and going back to the fundamental basics. Here and they're training, notice they're not doing a lot of footwork because they're developing coordination and timing and skills. As it starts to advance, notice they start ranging, they start moving on different angles because they're comfortable with using their hands. Now you can implement coordination using their feet, almost like dancing, right? Notice the rhythm too on contact, use a specific rhythm. Gives a beginner the ability to understand the range, the timing, the distance, and it gives them an actual rhythm to work off of. Later on when you're doing live blade, you're not using contact. Single stick attacks, including thrusts. So yes, you are not just slashing, but you can also thrust the weapon.
Going through a series of drills. Everybody moving their hands.
So a lot of combat is going on at this distance. The principles are still applying. The range, the distance, the timing, except you're a lot closer, you're moving to the side. And so all that training and all that awareness comes down to one thing. It's being able to pick up a live blade. Alright, a lot of systems developed from live blade in the first place when the Spaniards attacked the Philippines. These are live blades, they are not toys, they are sharp. These are also weapons that are forged by Master Sergeant Prado of the Philippines. He's the guy who is the person responsible for teaching combat ecology to the Filipino Armed Forces, Force Recon Marines, and the Philippine National Police. And this is what they're currently using against terrorists in the southern Philippines. And there are instances where they actually have to go to this because your firearm jams, you run out of ammunition because it's precious, so you have to go to close quarter combat, and they use the bolos. They're taking hands off and they're taking heads off. They're behind. Duck. And that's the Filipino system. Again, notice they're applying the same principles. It's a thrust, a thrust, and they move. But again, same principles as using live, or stick, excuse me.
The important thing here is the safety and training. That may be hard to see, but this is why we start with the forms and learning the control and precision of the weapons. Eventually, all of our instructors are full certified instructors. All have to be able to perform with the live blade. So we need that control, and we need that precision. That's it.
All right. Thank you very much, Paul and Ollie. Why don't we call the guys as well? Let's ask their names. Okay, come on. Let's pass the mic down.
So I'm Oliver Carnati, call me Ollie.
Ollie.
Paul Ingram.
Joe Burke, Roger Turbino, John Thompson, Ralph Shablinsky.
All right. Thank you very much, guys, from the Cali Center. And once again, kids, don't do this at home, okay? You have to enroll first at Cali Center before you try any of these things, okay? Is that clear? Is that clear? Yes. Okay. Alright. So, palakpakan po natin once again, ladies and gentlemen, Cali Center.
Thank you, guys.
Thank you, Ollie. Thank you. Maraming salamat din po. Okay.